KMBC 9 News at 4 starts now.
The top AFC seed secured the home games ahead after the Chiefs' Christmas Day win.
And more home games mean more business. The different ways hotspots are preparing for more people.
Dense fog continues. Now we have some light rain moving into the area. Plenty to talk about in our forecast. That's details straight ahead.
Arrowhead Stadium is once again the road to the Super Bowl. Feels good to say that. The Chiefs officially have home field advantage for the playoffs. Good afternoon. I'm Jackson Kurtz.
And I'm Jamie Weiss. Laura and Kelly have the day off, but we've got team coverage when it comes to playoff fever as it begins to build. KMBC 9's Mark Mobley is talking to local businesses about their game plan.
But first we go to Taylor Kaufman here in the studio. Taylor, what a game. Especially this game was important for Travis Kelce as well.
That's right, you guys. Travis Kelce has had a couple big milestones within reach this whole season, and he finally got to them in Pittsburgh. He passed Tony Gonzalez for most touchdowns by a Chiefs tight end, and he celebrated the only appropriate way by dunking over the goalpost. The classic Tony Gonzalez move. Another big one was Travis earned his 1,000th career reception. What a Christmas for Travis Kelce. But after the game, he was all about celebrating the team accomplishment of locking up home field advantage in the playoffs.
Checking another goal off the list, win the division, get the first seed so we get that first round bye, and every game that we play has to come through Arrowhead, and we have a lot of pride in doing that year in, year out. I think Coach Reed, I just mentioned it, he's the best at challenging us every single week.
Love the Santa hat. The Chiefs have one final game in the regular season as they head to Denver that first weekend of January.
All right, thank you, Taylor. Now we do want to get to Morgan.
She's been talking to local businesses, excited to get a post-holiday boost as we head into the playoffs.
Chiefs Kingdom, it's almost time to paint the town red again. Made in KC already seeing a spike in business ahead of playoffs.
With home field advantage, fans will be coming from near and far, making stops along the way at local businesses. They've already been swinging into Made in KC to stock up on their Chiefs apparel, getting ready to rock the red a little longer on the road to a three-peat. General Manager Carrie Lindner says they now count on the Chiefs' postseason success to get them through the post-holiday lull.
We're set up to more of like a co-op, so each of these are individually rented booths. And just the financial impact and the business impact for the individual makers of Kansas City, they couldn't spend the money they'd need to market this if they had it to make the impact that this does for them.
Reporting in Kansas City, Morgan Mobley, KMBC 9 News.
And with a unique layout made in KC, the general manager says it's a destination for a lot of town visitors.
And she says that they were gladly going to welcome in all the fans of the opposing teams this postseason. So playoff tickets for the divisional game are on sale right now. The day and time still to be determined. We do know it'll either be January 18th or 19th. We've checked. Tickets start at $175 right now on Ticketmaster.
And our KMBC 9 crews will be at every game with you. Taylor, Dennis Evans, or Sports Director Len Jennings will be watching the plays and bringing you the highlights after each matchup.
Okay, we do want to get now to our first alert forecast. Meteorologist Pete Grigsby's in today for Neville.
Pete, foggy day, rainy day. It's just not what you think when you think of Christmas time.
Well, the fog we continue to have, and now we're adding a little bit of light rain to that. First look light Doppler radar showing the light shower activity, most of it on the Kansas side, all the little light green there. And some moderate pockets of rainfall will move in later on tonight through the overnight hours. Keep that in mind. And the fog is not going to lift anytime soon. Look at the visibility, less than a mile, less than half a mile. For those of you like in Clay County on over to Platte County, and look at the visibility. Like Lee Summit, you might be up to about 4 miles, but the bulk of the Kansas side, very dense fog at this time. And look at the plaza. More of the same. And our thermometer reading right now at 46 degrees with a light shower also in the area. Relative humidity, obviously, 100%. The air is fully saturated. Wind speeds about 8 to 10 miles an hour. Temperature-wise, though, trying to tap into that southeast flow in 50s for like Clinton and Butler, but still much colder as you go farther north of I-70, Liberty and Cameron at 46, along with Leavenworth. If you're heading out, more of the same. Some fog, light rain, temperature holding steady in the mid-40s.
All right, thanks, Pete. Well, Kansas City police are investigating an early morning homicide. Officers were called to the Forest Ridge Villas for a welfare check just before 4 a.m. That's off East 134th Street in Holmes. They found a woman who was killed, and officers believe the victim and a man were fighting when it turned physical. That man has been taken into custody.
And millions of Americans are under winter weather alerts this busy travel day. The impacts range from across the country, from feet of snow to flooding rain. A new storm system is fueling the high surf in California. It dumped heavy rain in Washington state and 3 feet of snow from the Cascades to the Rockies. The East Coast saw some snow too. And for New York, it was the first white Christmas they've had in 15 years.
Our first one since 2009. We needed at least an inch of snow on the ground in Central Park. We got it.
Snowfall in other parts of the Northeast and Midwest led to slippery roads for Christmas travel. Now let's take a look at KCI to see if any of those storms are creating an impact. If you're heading back home after your visit here, there's good news. Everything is going smoothly and running on time right now.
Let's go ahead and check in on the latest drive times this afternoon. Downtown to Lee Summit on 71 Highway is 22 minutes. Downtown to Blue Springs on I-70 is 16 minutes, while downtown Olathe on I-35 is just 18 minutes. Now let's take a live look at the roads, and we are staring at the downtown loop. This is I-670 eastbound at Locust. You can see the roads a little bit shiny from the rain and the fog, and we're starting to see some slow traffic here in the downtown loop, but no major traffic issues.
Well, one person is dead in Kansas City after the BMW they were driving crashed into a building. This happened near Winter and Hardesty around 4 this morning. Police say the BMW was speeding when it crossed into the wrong lane of traffic, hit a median and hit a traffic signal pole, then launched across a private driveway. It came to a stop after hitting a building. The driver was pronounced dead at the scene. The passenger is in the hospital with serious injuries. And we have an update on a different crash in Kansas City. A person of interest is now in custody after hitting a pedestrian near 83rd and Troost earlier this month. The driver fled the scene after the accident. The man who was hit died from his injuries days later. Police have also found the vehicle the person of interest was driving at the time.
Getting answers for food truck owners, the reason why they had to move locations in Kansas City, Kansas, and when they can return.
And we're getting you prepared for tonight's menorah lighting, the officials celebrating the second night of Hanukkah.
Plus, the Wildcats have less than 30 minutes to go until kickoff, their bowl game opponent next.
Your station leading the way with First Alert Weather, Kansas City's most experienced team, KMBC 9 News.
It is 9 past 4 o'clock on a Thursday afternoon. It looks like the First Alert Light Doppler radar getting some action now. A little bit of light rain moving into the area, most of it on the Kansas side. Very light rain for Atchison, all the way down through areas like Ottawa. On the Missouri side, Platte and Clay counties with a light shower here and there. It's going to get a little more widespread as we get into the evening hours through the overnight. But here's the key thing. The visibility is low again because of dense fog. The denser fog is going to be to the north around Platte County, Clay County, and look at Hiawatha, less than a quarter of a mile there. Also areas like Olathe. On the Missouri side, it's fairly dense. I mean, downtown Kansas City, about a half a mile of visibility. So please keep that in mind if you have to head out for this evening, and also with the rain chances that are going to be there through tomorrow morning. 9-day forecast and more. That's coming up.
Well, 'tis the season for bowl games. It's K-State's turn tonight.
And the Wildcats are kicking off against the Rutgers Scarlet Knights at 4:30, so about 20 minutes to go. The Rape Bowl is being played at Chase Field in Phoenix, Arizona. You can watch the game on ESPN. The Mizzou Tigers play in the Music City Bowl on Monday. They kick off against the Iowa Hawkeyes at 1:30. The Tigers are playing in the Nissan Stadium in Nashville.
Well, food truck owners in KCK are moving out, the spot they're settling on, while the city cleans up what they've left behind.
Kansas City leaders are getting ready to honor the second night of Hanukkah, the official menorah lighting ahead tonight.
Plus, keeping your pets safe as temperatures drop, the kit's ready to help and where you can find them.
Your station leading the way, getting you answers on the stories that matter most to you and your family. KMBC 9 News.
A 2-month ban on food trucks in Kansas City, Kansas takes effect tomorrow.
And the city says they made this decision because of illegal dumping in the sewers. KMBC 9's Krista Tatchell joins us live from a popular food truck location. She's getting answers tonight. Krista?
Jamie, we're at 18th and Central. As you can see, there's a food truck behind me. If we swing around this way, just across Central, you'll see another food truck there. And this ban is taking place because of one reason. You mentioned it a little bit. City officials say some of these food truck owners are dumping their grease into the sewers, and it's causing some major backups. That's why this ban is going to take place for the next 60 days. The city was out looking at sewer pipes this afternoon, just checking for spots of grease calcification. The grease hardens faster in cold weather, making large rock-type formations that the city has to break up and then clear. These grease balls combined with trash can back up, causing flooding in residences, business, and out here on the street where I am. Now, restaurants have FOG permits. That stands for fats, oils, and grease. They have to report quarterly the methods of grease disposal. Well, food trucks, they don't have to have those. The city says they're asking for the food trucks to comply, and they hope to get the pipes all cleaned up in 60 days.
Anything that goes down the pipe in those particular situations travels down, could potentially travel down, or cause blockages on the way for homeowners, commercial buildings.
Now, the city says they're starting the work. We already saw them doing it today. Food truck owners say they do have to move by tomorrow. They were told a week ago by the city that they would have to move. And we spoke to 2 food truck owners today, and they said they're just going to move a couple blocks that way to have their business and just kind of keep going business as usual. The city also wanted me to mention that there's been illegal burning around these food trucks. They have kind of these illegal homemade barrels, and then they dump the ash into the sewers. That's what they're trying to prevent. Now, there is a fine. If you are caught putting things in the sewer, it's a $2,500 fine. We're live in KCK at 18th and Central. Krista Tatchell, KMBC 9 News.
Krista, thank you. A lot of really good information there. And the city says there's also going to be a $250 reward for anyone who sees illegal dumping into the sewers and is able to report it to environmental services.
Well, here are the latest drive times this afternoon. Downtown to Lee Summit on 71, 22 minutes. Downtown to Bonner Springs, 15 minutes on I-70 and I-35. Downtown to Olathe is 18 minutes. Now let's take a live look at the roads. Can barely see there. The camera in Liberty gives you an idea just of how foggy it is in Clay County. This is 152 Highway and I-35. Traffic is moving pretty slowly and people have their fog lights on. Still give yourself some extra stopping room since roads are wet in some places.
Kansas City, Missouri officials and leaders of the Jewish community are celebrating Hanukkah tonight. They plan to light a giant 12-foot tall menorah. Someone will light another light each night of Hanukkah at 7 o'clock. So for the next 7 days, you'll see that happen. The ceremony starts at 6:30 tonight at City Hall, and tonight is the second night of Hanukkah.
And Kwanzaa begins today. The celebration of African-American culture runs through New Year's Day. It's represented by the colors red, black, green, and celebrated through things like poetry, dancing, singing, and more.
If you're a real Grinch who's just hoping to get rid of his Christmas trees ASAP, there are some options.
His Christmas trees. Wyandotte County has 4 spots open in KCK right now for tree recycling. The addresses are on your screen. The sites are at City Park, Leo Alvey Park, Stony Point Park, and Wyandotte County Park. Parks and Rec crews will pick up the tree piles until January 31st.
And the holidays are a good time to cozy up on the couch, maybe watch a good documentary. The Very Local app is full of KMBC 9 chronicles,
including one that's leading to real change. It's called Dirty Kansas City. It exposes the Metro's growing trash problem and introduces you to a woman we should all try to be like.
No trash never stays on this street. I don't sleep well when trash is on the street.
Kansas City needs more Minnie Mitchums.
Miss Minnie!
72 years old. This retired government worker has walked this block near Gregory and Agnes for 45 years.
When I come out here at evening time, I go all the way down to Gregory and make sure all the trash is gone, because there shouldn't be no trash left. Today was trash day.
Her route begins exactly at 4 every afternoon, picking up any trash she sees.
So I call this my block, my era, that I love.
Minnie Mitchum
It does.
is just one woman on one block of Kansas City, inspiring another to clean up their city.
I think Minnie is 1 in a million. The trash ain't gonna pick up itself. If she can do it, 70-something-year-old woman, I can do it. Everybody asks me, you still work in the neighborhood? Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Miss Minnie lives in a part of the city that has some of the most complaints about trash. People here abandon large appliances.
I'm gonna investigate it to see what it is.
If Miss Minnie can't pick it up, she'll report it to city workers.
Not stay here. I think it's a refrigerator. It is a refrigerator. Yep.
But she says city leaders can do more to keep homeowners accountable.
I just think if the city councilmen and the mayors would just step just another step higher, they could help a lot.
She's doing a lot of work there. Chronicle Dirty Kansas City is available to stream right now on the Very Local app. You can also watch several of our other Chronicle documentaries there. It's the easiest way to search KMBC Chronicle in the Very Local app.
exclusive live radar, and 9-day forecast. So you'll know first. This is First Alert Weather.
Well, that reminded me of summer, that package, too. The cicadas in the background and all that.
Meanwhile, Pete's got snowflakes on his tie.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, you know, got to do something different besides the fog.
It has been crazy foggy, and it's been the last few days, too.
You know, it will happen eventually when we get all that sunshine breaking through and people are going like, what is that thing out there? A lot of fog out there now, and now we're adding a little bit of light rain to it. As we expected, there's a little bit of moisture and rainfall moving in from the south. We're going to get some more widespread light to moderate rainfall at times late tonight. But First Alert Live Doppler radar is showing that moderate shower just south of Ottawa, Kansas, down through Garnett. You go to areas like Atchison, Kansas, and on the Missouri side, a little bit of light rain in between Liberty and Cameron along I-35 there, on over to very close to St. Joseph. I'm sure that thing's going to get a little more activity later on tonight. Well, this is a graphic we've been using for several days now. Look at the visibility again. We're back down to only 1 mile of visibility for Kansas City, but those of you with the denser fog, look at that, Olathe, Paola, basically zero, okay, less than 1 mile. Please keep that in mind if you are going to be heading out this evening. Now, and this is a live shot of the plaza even as we speak. We're at 46 degrees with a little bit of light rain in the area. Our dew point at 46. That means the air is fully saturated. That's why you have 100% relative humidity. And wind speeds about 5 to 10 miles an hour. This is the cloud cover. You see a little bit of light rain mostly on the Kansas side, but see the bulk of it down to the south. We're still watching that flow that's going to be moving in, most of it on the Missouri side later on this evening. But if you are heading out, temperature is going to hold steady in the mid-40s. What's also going to be steady is your dense fog and also a light shower here and there. Your wind speeds about 5 to 10 miles an hour. All right, let's take it one day at a time. Guess what? More fog tomorrow morning for your Friday, 45 degrees. We'll throw in a couple of light showers with that. Your 12-hour forecast with that, temperature will struggle again. We might get up to about 50 degrees by the afternoon. Let's say the wind flow about 5 to 10 miles an hour, turning from a southeast to more of a west direction. And then we look at the overall numbers. There's a tad warmer for like Butler at 54, Clinton 53, and cooler for Maryville at 49 tomorrow, and Trenton at 49, Chillicothe about 50. And Saturday morning, a little bit of fog, a light shower. I think it's going to actually break out just a little bit. And I'm talking about sunshine. You might get a little bit peaks of sunshine by the afternoon. That'll help push us up to about 53 for the afternoon high. Your winds coming in from a southwest direction at 5 to 10 miles an hour. I think that pattern will continue for Sunday. Mixed sun and clouds, high of 54. Monday, a chance of a few showers afternoon and evening with a high of 53. Now notice the temperature dropping quite a bit as we get to Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Welcome in the new year with a high of only 37 degrees. 35 and even colder beyond that. So if you're making plans already for, well, New Year's Eve, it's going to be an afternoon high of 40, a brisk wind, and then by evening, temperatures dropping in the 30s, even colder for the first day of 2025. Temperature only up to 37 for a high.
Pete, thank you. More than 10,000 pounds of raw pork sausage and bologna are being recalled. There are different recall notices about this from the USDA. One recalls nearly 7,500 pounds of raw pork sausage from Imperio Foods and Meats. Regulators say it was produced without federal inspection. The second recall covers more than 3,100 pounds of ready-to-eat pork and bologna products from Ralph's Packing Company. The items aren't labeled correctly and may contain milk.
Air fryers have become pretty common in kitchens across the country, but now experts say some are actually listening to users and harvesting their data.
And this comes from a recent report from a consumer watchdog group. It claims air fryers from iGostar and Shimi are sharing data with companies like Facebook and TikTok and storing users' data on Chinese servers.
Chinese companies, when you load in their application, they're effectively asking for access to your microphone. Now, they've produced a few excuses as to why they're asking for this information, but it's very, very suspect.
iGostar has not commented on the report. Shimi rep says the company is not selling personal information. Right now, President-elect Donald Trump is eyeing new territory, the countries and areas he wants the U.S. to take over.
Right now in Asia, an investigation is underway. The details we're learning about a deadly plane crash.
Plus, keeping pets safe in the cold. The Kansas City shelter ready to help man's best friend.
And do you have any gifts you need to return? On KMBC 9 News at 5, we'll walk you through the different store policies you need to be aware of. We are getting our first look at holiday spending, and overall retail sales are up nearly 4% compared to last year. The biggest growth was in online sales. Those went up nearly 7%, while in-store sales saw 3% growth. When you break it down by what was bought, clothes come out on top. Nearly 7% more of shoppers opted for a gift you can wear. Then jewelry came in at 4%, followed by electronics at 3.7%.
We're heading into the colder months right now, and those temperatures can be harmful to our pets, especially the ones who live outside. KMBC 9's Alan Shope introduces us to the group, hoping to help.
It is brutal temperatures, and it is just not great for the animals to live outside.
Yeah, shelter stay, it's really time to start thinking about a warmer spot for your pet if they're having to stay outside during these colder months.
We just want to increase the quality of life for the pets in this area if we can.
That's why the Great Plains SPCA holding a Bring Your Pets Inside event this week. Ashley says a lot of pets don't get socialization when left outside, and some can pass away from the colder temps.
Animals have the mentality of a 4-year-old child, so leaving them outside, it's really rough on them.
She says events like this one not only supply pet owners with valuable information, they also push pet training classes that can help outside animals adjust more to living inside. The event giving away free dog crates, dog beds, dog food, and even dog collars and tags. They also suggest that training for your pet that might help the transition for them to be inside pets.
A lot of times when people have pets that are living outside, they don't want them to come in because they're jumping up or they're not being friendly or greeting people appropriately. So we're trying to teach them how to do those things so that they can live indoors.
It's good that people are actually looking out for you in your community, trying to get your dog where it needs to be.
You know, getting enrichment and love and attention, it's just incredibly rewarding.
In Merriam, Alan Shope, KMBC 9 News.
If you'd like to learn more about information the Great Plains SPCA says, you can contact their hero team at greatplainspca.org.
The president-elect is ruffling some feathers, the international response to his comments on expanding U.S. territory.
And Asian officials are on the scene of a deadly plane crash. The dozens killed and the theories as how it crashed.
Plus, our First Alert weather team is watching rain chances as we take a live look at this fog. You can barely make out the Country Club Plaza. The next day, we could see sun coming up.
Right now, and what's next. KMBC 9 News.
Well, growing U.S. territory.
In 1 minute, a live report from D.C. on international tension.
Annexing Canada, buying Greenland, and retaking the Panama Canal. I'm Christopher Salas in Washington with reaction to some of President-elect Donald Trump's foreign policy proposals.
And dozens dead in Asia. In 5 minutes, investigation into a plane crash and the possible reasons why it fell to the ground.
And shots fired at an Arizona airport. In 6 minutes, the argument that escalated on Christmas Day.
But first, we want to show you the weekend forecast on this holiday week.
Pete is in for Neville this afternoon. He's watching the sun, or looking for the sun, I guess is a better way to put it, Pete.
Well, it's out there. We just can't see it with all the fog and cloud cover, and now a little bit of light rain to go with it. First Alert live Doppler radar showing the spotty shower activity moving in, especially on the Kansas side. Those of you like just southwest of Lawrence, down through Alwa and Garnett. On the Missouri side, a little bit very close to Cameron and west of there, also St. Joseph, down through the heart of the metro areas, even downtown Kansas City, a very light shower. The visibility less than half a mile in most locations. Look at the denser fog. when you get to the areas extreme northeast Kansas, southeast Nebraska, all the way down to Olathe, Paola. A quarter of a mile is all your visibility is, and it's not going to let up anytime soon. This is a live shot of the plaza, and with that in place, our temperature holding steady in the mid-40s with a light rain shower in the area. Now, wind speeds about 8 to 10 miles an hour. That's about the same for everybody else. Temperatures almost breaking the 50 mark when you go to Warrensburg, down to Clinton. However, the fog is a big story. Rain showers, more of it later tonight. And of course, your weekend forecast. I have that in detail coming up.
Well, the president-elect is suggesting the U.S. should control Canada, Greenland, and the Panama Canal. As you can see, these 3 territories are very spread out.
And Donald Trump has made all of these bold foreign policy announcements in just the last week. KABC 9's Christopher Salas joins us live in our Washington bureau with the international reaction. Christopher?
Hey, Jamie, Jackson. Yeah, so experts say this is President-elect Donald Trump taking a page out of his old business days, using aggressive foreign policy to try and get leverage while negotiating. But here he's negotiating with some countries that are very close allies, and the leaders have recoiled at his proposals. President-elect Donald Trump posting a Christmas wish of sorts on social media, laying out why he wants to annex Canada, purchase Greenland, and retake the Panama Canal.
Because we're being ripped off at the Panama Canal like we're being ripped off everywhere else.
Trump says the Central American ally charges ridiculous fees to use the passage, and that President Jimmy Carter foolishly ceded the canal in a historic peace treaty. Panama's president flatly rejecting the idea.
I leave them there as totally irrelevant issues and quite bordering on historical incoherence with what the Panama Canal has been, is, and will be.
Trump has also been taunting Canada on social media. Various posts showing he wants to make it the 51st state and referring to the Prime Minister as governor. Trump told Justin Trudeau on Thanksgiving if Canada becomes a state, his country could avoid 25% tariffs over what he claims are border security concerns.
Canada allows people and drugs to flood in through our northern border.
Trump's threats causing a rift in Ottawa, the finance minister publicly resigning over disagreements on how to handle the new hostility. It's also prompted backlash in the U.S.
What we need to do is make sure that we strengthen our relationships with our allies and treaty partners like Panama, not make ridiculous carnival barker threats.
As for Greenland, Trump says the United States controlling the Danish island is vital for, quote, national security and freedom throughout the world. The Danish Prime Minister has said the island is not for sale, but they are open to cooperation. Jamie, Jackson.
And Christopher, this isn't the first time that Trump has interest in acquiring Greenland, correct?
Yeah, Jamie, that's exactly right. So if you remember, during his first administration, Trump actually canceled a meeting he had planned to go to Denmark when the country denied his first bid to buy the Danish island. Trump's also not the first president to put in an offer to buy Greenland. In 1946, President Harry Truman offered to buy Greenland from Denmark. He offered them $100 million in gold. Back to you.
Okay, interesting fact there. Thank you for that, Christopher. We know that President-elect Donald Trump has announced Miami-Dade County Commissioner Kevin Cabrera will be the ambassador to Panama.
Now to the latest of the unrest in the Middle East. 5 journalists were killed overnight in an Israeli airstrike on Gaza. The journalists were sleeping in a car when the strike hit. TV and press and quotes were in large letters on the back doors of this vehicle. These journalists work for a Gaza-based television company. They were Palestinian. The Israeli Defense Force claims 4 of the men were involved in combat propaganda. The IDF also says it was targeting militants. Now to the Ukraine, where the country's president is calling out Russia for an inhumane attack. Explosives were reported all across the country on Christmas Day. Ukraine's energy infrastructure was targeted. This is the 13th time this year Russia has carried out a major attack on Ukrainian energy. The war is now in its 3rd winter.
Now to Asia, where dozens of people have been killed in a plane crash. This also happened on Christmas Day. The plane crashed in Kazakhstan. Now the country is in a day of mourning. 38 people were killed. All 29 survivors were hurt, and the airline said that the plane collided with birds. Ukraine claims it was shot down by Russia.
If it were a missile attack, that's what you would look for, is these small pieces of shrapnel that go through the control systems. And judging by the flight characteristics of the aircraft after this period of time that it tried to fly for 20 minutes, you can see it wasn't just an up and down thing, which you would see with a bird strike. But in this case, it went left, it went right, which would indicate to me that there was loss of flight control systems.
Officials are asking people not to speculate until the investigation is complete. A commission has been set up to investigate this crash, involving representatives from the countries involved in that plane's route.
Well, 4 people are recovering after shots were fired at an Arizona airport. Officials say it was a family dispute. 3 people were shot, 1 was stabbed. It started at a restaurant outside the security perimeter, then it moved into the parking garage, and that's where police found the person who was stabbed. 1 passenger saw people running from the scene.
Yeah, sprinting. People left their bags behind, everything. A little shaken, but just hope everybody's okay. I don't really know much about what happened or what went on.
Sections of the airport were closed during the start of the investigation. A female juvenile has been detained. No charges have been filed at this time. Well, saving you money on prescriptions, the price cap seniors can expect in the new year.
Breaking your bedtime habits, the different things you can try so you wake up feeling rested.
Plus, the Mega Millions is now in the billions. Your chance to win the grand prize.
Your station leading the way, getting you prepared for important events and changes that affect your day. KMBC 9 News.
The biggest Christmas gift of them all could come after the holiday because the Mega Millions jackpot is now just above $1 billion.
So much money. The cash option is roughly $516 million. The next drawing is tomorrow at 10. So if you want to press your luck, you have one more day to secure some tickets.
I mean, what would you even do with all that money?
I would still, everyone's like, oh, I want to come to work. I would still come to work, but I'd be driving like
there'd be signs.
Like a 1969 like Ferrari or something. I don't know. Like you'd be like, oh, how do you get that car? Well,
there'd be signs.
The
There'd be signs.
Yeah.
That buy you some clear skies.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Top it up.
Are we going to have clear skies though? Because I feel like it's been gross out lately.
Yeah, well, that's a good word we'll use. Gross. It is gross. That gross condition will continue through tonight, even through tomorrow morning. All right. First of all, let's start with the light rain being detected on First Alert Live Doppler radar. Most of it on the Kansas side, but a light shower very close to Lawrence and there in Douglas County. It's kind of stretching down southward towards Ottawa and Garnett. On the Missouri side, a very light shower when you talk about just west of Cameron into St. Joseph. Also a very light shower right across the river there into areas of Clay County. Now, dense fog advisory in effect. Look at all the counties in effect until 12 noon tomorrow, okay? This is more of the same. We've been dealing with this and showing this type of graphic for the past 3 to 4 days as we deal with this low visibility. In fact, that's what we're looking at for the rest of the evening through to overnight hours. If you're heading out St. Joseph, you'll probably get a little light rain continuing with 48 degrees. Right now we're at 48 degrees in Lawrence, Sedalia at 52, and Kansas City at 46. So keep that in mind when you're heading out. And of course, we're expecting some partial clearing skies, but you'll have to wait till probably Saturday afternoon for that. Details straight ahead.
All right, thank you, Pete. Well, in Wisconsin, a deer is now safe after being rescued from an icy river. This happened in Waterford, about 40 minutes south of Milwaukee. 7 deer fell in the river.
The herd was trying to cross the river when the ice gave away. All of the deer, except for this fawn, were able to get themselves out. First responders were able to tie a rope around it and pull it out of the water, it's now back with its herd. That's just like the worst nightmare of like just animal or human. I'm trying to get over it.
I'm so glad that they were able to get them out safely. Well, still to come on KBC 9 News at 4, saving seniors money. The prescription price cap going into effect in 2025.
And TV before bedtime is bad for your sleeping. The other habits you can turn to instead to go into the new year feeling well rested.
Rawson Reports is breaking down the cost of food delivery, the extra price you pay for convenience.
Your station leading the way, saving you money with tips to make ends meet when times are tight. KMBC 9 News.
2025 is days away, and people on Medicare are about to see big savings on prescription drugs.
KMBC 9's Amy Liu is in our Washington bureau with the new rules about to take effect.
Starting next year, there will be a $2,000 out-of-pocket cap for some prescriptions. It's one of several new provisions meant to lower costs for seniors. Expensive drugs becoming more affordable. Seniors won't pay more than $2,000 a year to fill prescriptions covered by their plan.
That's a really big deal for people with Medicare, since most folks on Medicare live on relatively low incomes.
Co-payments will be easier to cope with, as well as Medicare gives patients the option of an installment plan.
For some people, instead of having to write a check for $2,000 in January and then be done for the rest of the year, that may be hard for them, so they can actually have that spread out throughout the year.
The government picking up a larger share of seniors' drug plans as temporary subsidies cap premiums from rising more than $35 a month.
That program was designed to, help keep those plans participating in the marketplace, but also to prevent monthly Part D premiums from increasing dramatically for standalone drug coverage.
An attempt to remove costly barriers to healthy living.
For the system, that means they may not end up in the hospital. It's improving their health and therefore improving costs and creating savings for the health system as a whole.
These changes come from the Inflation Reduction Act, which only Democrats voted for, and now Republicans are threatening to repeal. In part 2 of this series, we're going to take a look at the likelihood of that happening as they take control of the White House and Congress. In Washington, I'm Amy Liu.
And these savings should be applied automatically. The $2,000 out-of-pocket cap only applies to drug covered by your prescription plan, so double check your medications as coverage changes from year to year.
We're helping you leave your bad bedtime habits in 2024. Adults should be getting at least 7 hours of sleep a night, and many aren't getting enough because of things like leaving the TV on, because there's no blue light filter on a TV like there is on your cell phone. This can impact your REM sleep and can intrude on your dreams.
That's when we have that restless kind of sleep that we go into, and we may be sleeping, quote unquote, but we're waking up and we're not rested.
Other bedtime rituals to try are tea without caffeine, low lights, reading a book, or anything that can help prepare your mind and body for sleep. It's a brain disease that erases the past and makes the future uncertain. There are close to 200,000 people in Kansas and Missouri living with Alzheimer's disease.
KMBC 9 Chronicle Answering Alzheimer's is available to stream now. It looks at the impact of the disease and the research that it's ever changing.
In 2014, Chuck and I decided it was time to give up the responsibilities of home ownership and move to a retirement facility.
Darla and Chuck were married 64 years. Chuck worked mostly for the EPA before retiring, yet the last few years of his life were lost to Alzheimer's.
The years passed, Chuck entered his 90s and slowly began to experience dementia. At first, he had trouble remembering names and asked the same questions over and over again. Gradually, as we faced a new challenge, COVID-19, which brought with it quarantines and many new rules and regulations, Chuck's personality began changing. I think it was harder for me than anybody because I just was seeing him change. It was no longer the person I married, and I always wanted to correct him, everything he said. He went through a very mean stage and angry.
They're my great-grandkids.
Your great-grandkids. Yep.
No.
They are.
They could feel Chuck slipping further away. His family felt an Overland Park Memory Care Center was what Chuck needed, but it wasn't what Chuck wanted.
The day came when we all reached the decision that it was time for memory care, but we all spent sleepless nights wondering how we'd get him there. He was adamant that he wouldn't move.
Chronicle Answering Alzheimer's is available to stream right now in the Very Local app. You can also watch several of our other Chronicle documentaries. The easiest way is to search KMBC 9 Chronicle in the Very Local app.
Exclusive live radar and 9-day forecast, so you'll know first. This is First Alert Weather.
We were just saying, Pete, the weather is like movie Twilight. It's like Rambo First Blood. Two different, very different movies,
Like
but the
one
fog.
reference people will get, the other is a little more
Rainy.
obscure.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm impressed that I understood that or not. So
It's good, good. I was
I'll
hoping
stick with yucky or something
Yeah,
like that.
yucky,
but,
gross. You just
hey,
wanna
make
stay
movie
inside.
references.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, First Alert live Doppler radar showing some light rainfall now, mostly on the Kansas side. When you look at areas like Lawrence, just south of I-70 there, moving down towards Ottawa and Garnett. On the Missouri side, a little bit of light rainfall activity for those of you like in Cameron, St. Joseph. A little bit of areas, let's just say around the metro area, but it's going to get a little more widespread as our chances of rain actually go up as we talk about later this evening through tomorrow morning. And as for this, the dense fog advisory continues. Add a few counties to this, including Jackson County on the Missouri side. Look at all the counties highlighted in northern Missouri. Basically, everybody watching right now, you're going to have some dense fog to deal with. That's going to be through tonight, tomorrow morning until about at least 12 noon. And then partial clearing, possibly, but I wouldn't expect too much from it. I'm hopeful, though, by the weekend, especially by midday Saturday, we start to see everything slowly departing out and get a little sunshine breaking through. Visibility is really low right now. 4 miles for Lee Summit, but 1 mile for the heart of the metro in downtown Kansas City. Liberty, you're really dense right now. Look at that. Zero visibility. So again, be careful if you are going to be heading out. This is a live shot of the plaza behind this. It's 46 degrees with some light rain in Kansas City. And of course, the air is fully saturated. That's why the humidity is reading at 100%. Wind speeds about 5 to 10 miles an hour. A little bit more rainfall trying to work its way to the northeast direction there. It'll probably hit Springfield in the next couple of hours. For us, it's mostly just light rain, but you can see kind of the bulk of it is slowly heading this way. And that's why we'll have our chances of rain increase as we get into the evening. Well, if you're going to head out, 46 degrees will be the average temperature. A few spotty light showers. Let's give you the 9-day. Temperature-wise, we're going to stay above normal all the way through at least Monday. But let's take Friday one step at a time here. 45 degrees in the morning. Then by afternoon, the high about 50 degrees. Still a lot of fog in the morning. Cloud cover, a light shower here and there. If we get any clearing, it'll be very brief tomorrow. It looks like those of you looking camera sticking with the 49 for a high tomorrow. A little warmer, if you can call it that, for Butler, 54, and Clinton at 53. And as we get into the weekend, though, things look a little better. I say that because our fog slowly departs by midday on Saturday. We're still getting some morning fog out of that with a few leftover showers. And looks like the high going to be about 53, so that's a nice bonus there. Sunshine breaking out, wind speeds about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Sunday, 54, mixed sun and clouds, a chance of rain late on Monday. Notice the colder air moving in for early next week, so by Tuesday's high 40. And New Year's Day, 37, and it keeps dropping. The following Thursday, 35, and the high on that following Friday, only about 32. So making your plans now for New Year's Eve. We're expecting the afternoon to be a high of 40 degrees. It's going to be a brisk wind. Temperature into the 30s once we pass the sunset. And on 2025, cold conditions, high of only 37.
Well, Pete, thank you. Unemployment claims are holding steady. First-time filings only moved up 1,000 last week. This indicates layoff activity is low. On the other hand, the number of people receiving ongoing jobless benefits hit a 3-year high. This indicates it's getting harder for unemployed people to find work.
2024 has been a rough year for the housing market, but there is some good news going into the new year. Experts with the National Association of Realtors expect more homes to go on the market, which gives buyers some more options. Mortgage rates are also expected to come down. As of last week, the average 30-year fixed mortgage was 6.72%. It could drop to 6%.
Even a 0.5 percentage point change in mortgage rate could mean about $150 savings in monthly mortgage costs. Look for the mortgage lender who offers the best rates, and even consider adjustable rate mortgage.
Experts do expect housing prices to go up a bit, so if you're in the market, start planning for that now.
Go to the restaurant or order on Uber Eats. Yeah, we know when you order delivery there are fees and tips. But did you know the food itself can cost a lot more money? Wait until you see what Rawson Reports just found.
If all of these holidays have you sick of cooking, you're not alone. Your next option?
Ordering in. Jeff Rawson breaks down the price you pay with apps like Uber Eats and DoorDash.
Ever notice that food is usually more expensive on delivery apps like Uber Eats and DoorDash, even before you factor in all the fees? Now, Rawson Reports revealing just how much it costs you on your order.
Okay, I'm gonna do a little experiment here. I'm gonna go into a restaurant and order something. Nice and easy, right in person. Then I'm gonna come on the apps, Uber Eats or DoorDash, and order the exact same thing from the exact same restaurant and see if there's a price difference. I'm not talking about delivery fees and tips. I'm talking about, is there a price difference of the actual food product itself? Apples to apples comparison. Let's see.
First, I check out a local Greek restaurant.
How are you? Can I grab a chicken souvlaki platter?
Sure.
How much is that?
$14.99.
$14.99. All right, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Now, I'm on Uber Eats. Same exact restaurant, as I promised you. Same exact chicken souvlaki platter, and look what it is on Uber Eats. $17.99 for the exact same thing. That's not including the delivery fees and all the tip and all that. These are the same guys that are gonna make it here and in person. I saved $3 by coming in the store. It's 20% more. 20% more around on the app.
Here's why. Uber Eats and DoorDash charge restaurants commission fees to be on the platform, anywhere from 15 to 30% on deliveries. The fees cover things like payment processing, managing deliveries, and customer support. The bigger the fee, the bigger exposure the restaurant gets on the app. And what do the restaurants do? Well, they pass that cost along to you, like at this McDonald's. In the restaurant, we see this Big Mac meal selling for $8.59. But when we look on the delivery app at the same exact McDonald's, the same Big Mac meal is suddenly $10.29. But we found one of the biggest increases at Chick-fil-A.
I'll take the Chick-fil-A sandwich meal.
Gotcha.
$9.45 here. This is the mother load as I pay him. Here you go. Jeff? All right. $9.45 ordering in the drive-thru. I am on Uber Eats in the same exact restaurant. It's $12.29. Same thing. That is a 30% difference in price. You're paying 30% more on the apps just for the food itself than just coming here in the drive-thru.
So what can you do to save money? Always check a restaurant's website to see if they have their own delivery locally. For example, my local pizza joint, the place I order from, is about $9 cheaper to order a large cheese pizza from their website with their delivery versus ordering on Uber Eats or DoorDash. I'm doing that from now on for the same exact food. Back to you.
Well, thanks for joining us at 5. It's one of the busiest travel days of the year.
But the weather is causing chaos for many driving or flying home. The place is getting hit the worst. Plus, we now know the holidays have come and gone, but what do you do about that Christmas tree? Find out how to safely dispose of it next at 5.